This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast Win. Newcastle head of the Waspin show tomorrow night, Saturday, live on Channel 5. I'm joined by NISSE SAUERLAND. First of all, how are you?
I'm very happy. You just pronounced my name correctly. So most people get it wrong, so well done.
What do most people say? I know what you're going to say.
Oh, you get Nissa, Nissan, Nisse. It's Nissa. It's not that hard. You did it. Well done.
I feel like people are not really seeing, like, get the badge in. Can we just get the badge in quickly?
Wait.
Okay, let's talk about the show. First of all, obviously, tomorrow night, like I said, live on Channel 5. It seems like it's not been the easiest kind of runnings. There's been a few kind of changes, etc. I think, am I right in saying one fight's dropped out or two fights have dropped out? No?
Both fights are on.
Right.
Both fights are on. Yeah,
Okay.
just one.
Wrong information, by the way, then.
No. Mate, I tell you what, I admire any matchmaker at the moment. It's a tough job at the moment to get opponents to get them over, to get them approved. I think after COVID, a lot of people didn't renew their licenses, and I think there's just a lot more boxing on as well. So yeah, it's just hard to get opponents. But no, everything's fine. Raz's fight isn't a title fight anymore because the opponent dropped out, and it will be a 6-rounder.
Okay, so in total you have how many fights tomorrow night?
10? 10-ish?
Ish,
No,
okay.
10 fights. 10 fights, 7 out of 10 I think are from the northeast, or home corners. So no, it's, I look forward to it. Good fight fans up here. Always enjoyed coming up here, and had some fun nights.
Let's talk about Josh Kelly, obviously. Yeah, I mean, it's been a frustrating period for Josh Kelly over the last sort of 18 months, even 2 years, I suppose. He's still looking to kind of, in people's eyes, kind of recover from that loss to Ignatius. Mentally, we don't know if he has or not. But I think that with Josh, until if there's a potential fight, we can't overlook, obviously, what's going to happen on Saturday. But a Troy Williamson fight, those are the fights that Josh Kelly is kind of in the game for, that will kind of look to make a statement on Saturday, and then potentially fights like that, what we're going to see the best of Josh Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at his career, maybe he was fast-tracked. No one's fault, but, you know, you're fighting Ignatius in your 12th fight. I thought he was going to win that fight. I was there, and it was during COVID, so there was about 40 people there. You could hear a pin drop. He was winning the first few rounds, and then I don't know what happened, you know. Respect to him for taking that in the 12th fight as well. Not a lot of people do that. You know, most people have run away from it. Ignatius, he's an absolute beast, but Josh didn't. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him do it the classic way now, which would be British title, European title, world title. Not to say that, look, if he wins the British, he wouldn't go straight for a world title, because the European is, you know, on the same par as the British, as crazy as that sounds. I see the British title as the most prestigious belt below a world title at the moment. You know, you get the best fights. You only have to look at what was it? You know, the last show we had a British title fight, which was brilliant, you know. Denzel Bentley, you know, it was against Linus. It was a great fight. But look, I'd like to see him fight for the British title next. Bastida's up for it. Let's see, you know. Let's see. I think Troy Williamson's a great fight. He'll be ringside on Saturday. But yeah, you know, look, you know how these things go. It might be another fight suddenly. You know, there might be a new rivalry born, or maybe Troy and Josh will hug after the fight and become friends. I don't know. You know, there's so many things that can happen in this game, you know, and it's part of the reasons we love it. But, you know, look, right now, if you were going to ask me what fight I want next, as long as he handles his business against Bastida, it's Troy Williamson for the British title.
An interesting fight on the undercard is the heavyweight clash between Jose Stewart and Franklin Ignatius. Yeah, I mean, Jose Stewart, it's an interesting test in his 3rd fight, so we're going to see a little bit more about what he's about. I know kind of people perceive him to be this man mountain and kind of I think everyone who kind of talks about him addresses his weight. He looks good as well when he weighed in today. So, yeah, that's an interesting little scrap there.
Well, I think his last fight he weighed in at 160 kilos, 25 stone. I think it was.
Yeah.
I think that's about 100.
23 today, isn't it?
23 stone today. So that is the reason why this fight has been matched like this, because some fighters need something to get up for. And Franklin's coming to win. Josea's coming to win. I said to Josea, you got to go straight at him from the first bell, because he's got a very laid back style. He's got great hands, but you know, sometimes his physique or his physicality has let him down because he's just too big. But I think seeing him at 23 stone, you know, he could shave off a couple more stone. Can't even say, you know, but as a heavyweight, you know, you normally don't have to make weight, do you? But you know, he's going to look better and better. Credit to his new trainer as well, who's done a brilliant job. He looks great. He looks up for it, and he's you know, he's shown his mean side in there at the press conference. Them staring at each other. I was just hoping it wasn't going to kick off, man. Like, what are you going to do? Like, well, how are you going to pull them apart? Like, no. You need Nikolai Valoev to come round the corner. Or the Iranian Hulk or someone like that to like pull them apart. But no, thankfully it didn't. But there's definitely a bit of needle there. They're both unbeaten fighters. They both know what this means. It's back to the back of the line for the one who loses. So hopefully Hosea. I've done this for a reason, this fight, and that's to test Hosea.
Yeah, very interesting fight indeed. Yeah, like I said, live on Channel 5 tomorrow. So, yeah, a few opponent changes, but the show goes on, and yeah, we'll hope for a good night in Newcastle tomorrow.
Yeah, always. You know, look, wherever there's some good fights, there's always a good night. Newcastle, a great place. Love the Geordies. And look, let's see Josh Kelly, redemption, Harlem Eubank, keep winning, British title, hopefully early next year, I reckon. And look, there's a lot of nights to come on Channel 5. We've got at least 3 more dates this year after this one. So, you know, we're making a play for it.
Okay, well, look, I've got to add before we finish, obviously, it's quite notable that your lesser better half...
Yeah, the ugly brother.
The
ugly one, yeah?
The ugly one isn't here at the moment. Now, we're just assuming, obviously, there's a lot of talks going on regarding the Benn Eubank fight, and that's why he's not here, because of those talks. Is that accurate?
No comment. Look, you know, I'll it's a great fight. Look, you know, it's a throwback fight from 20 odd years ago. You know, when I watched it 30 years ago. Anyway, a long time ago. It's got that retro value to it. You know, like you'll get young guys wanting to watch. You're going to get older guys wanting to watch. It's a massive fight. Are we having discussions? Yeah, we're, you know, definitely. Is it concluded? No. Do we want it to be concluded? If it makes sense, yes. But there are other options. But one thing's for certain, he'll be fighting, you know, soon.
The last kind of official comment we had was from an interview I did with Eddie Hearn 2 days ago, where he said that, look,
Eduardo. I started calling him that in Mexico. I quite like Eduardo.
But the last comment we had from him, which was on Wednesday, was, look, it's not done. And like all these reports going out, kind of speculating that this has been signed, etc. Like I know as well.
The Garrison one was pretty funny with the shades on. Did he have a tequila?
Yeah.
Yeah, having a tequila, the rock star of journalists. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But no, it's not.
No, I know as well. Like, I know it hasn't been signed yet.
I
know, but I know currently today. Like, what's the day today? Friday. It's about 2 o'clock or whatever it is. I know that still the fight hasn't been signed. So people kind of speculating about this situation. We know that there are talks, and we are hopeful that something will get done. But as it stands at 2 o'clock Friday, it's a bit.
Rome
we don't know.
Built in a day, you know.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. It's gonna, you know, it's a mega fight. You know, if it doesn't happen now, it'll happen around the corner. It's always going to be a big fight, but it's not to say we're not having positive discussions. It's, you know, it's one of several options we're sort of pursuing at the moment. Look, I love the fight. I love the original fight, you know. I love that whole era, the Collins, Benn, Watson, all those guys, you know. Eubank, obviously. Yeah. You know, he fought Rocky back in the day, Eubank. And, yeah, I wish we could bring that era back sometimes. Maybe we are.
Maybe we are, absolutely. But just a final one on that. Eddie Hearn said that, in regards to Conor Benn, that he's still looking at other options for Conor Benn for October the 8th. They've got booked at the O2, etc. So I'm assuming from your side as well, for Eubank, there's going to be multiple options there if the talks are not successful.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of good fights out there. You know, you got the WBO champ Alamarty's, I always say his name wrong. Yeah, look, there's fights there. There's fights there for Conor as well. But yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, look, I'm not gonna put you on. No, I'm not gonna.
Can I just say no more idiot abroad comments on the comment section? Yeah, I'm not that guy from idiot abroad. What was the fucking idiots abroad thing? I kept on seeing it. Like I was like, I like the comments there. I love trolls. Right, I really, really enjoy trolls. The funny trolls, you know, not the malicious. But the idiot abroad thing was a bit. Yeah, didn't like that.
All right. Well, listen, Mr. Sauerland, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. We look forward to tomorrow night again, live on Channel 5. And yeah, well, hopefully, we're optimistic though, just kind of outside what the show tomorrow. We're hoping this weekend that there is a bit of news regarding this, because everyone is kind of like, from a public perspective, waiting for either it's happening or not happening with Benn and Eubank. So we want to kind of get some clarity on that. Hopefully Call's here tomorrow and he sails in and tells us the fight's done.
I think the world needs some positivity at the moment, KUGAN. The whole world does. I mean, I hope we can deliver it to you, but, you know, let's see.
Okay, well, you've had it there. It's still not signed. It's 2 o'clock on Friday, but listen, let's see what happens.
It's not like we've got it's not like it's a 9 to 5. The boxing world never sleeps, sadly, you know. We work weird hours, so... Yeah, it's not like we're going to put down our laptops, down our tools at 5 o'clock. Shit's happening.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's a different day. Thank you very much, and we'll catch up with you again soon. And obviously, we'll talk to you after the show tomorrow night.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.